দর্শক মণ্ডলী, পরিবেশ সংরক্ষণে বিভিন্ন প্রতিষ্ঠানের সর্ববৃহৎ আন্তর্জাতিক নেটওয়ার্ক IUCN পরিবেশ ও জীববৈচিত্র্য সংরক্ষণে নানা কর্মকাণ্ডের মাধ্যমে এই সংগঠনটি বাংলাদেশে 50 বছর পূর্ণ করছে। এই বিষয়ে আলোচনার জন্য আজ আমরা কথা বলবো এই প্রতিষ্ঠানের মহাপরিচালক ডক্টর ব্রুনো ওবারলের সাথে। ডক্টর ব্রুনো, could you tell us about the key global challenges IUCN is working to address?
Yeah, well, the humanity, 8 billion people, we want to live better on this planet. And we have a plan. It was agreed a couple of years ago, 8 years ago, the Sustainable Development Goals. We want to, in these goals, all countries of the world have agreed that they want education, that they want decent job, that they want health, that they want to protect nature on land, on water, they want to protect climate, they want a good consumption and production patterns. It's a very ambitious program. And to get there, we have to develop economically. And we have to develop, we have to use the asset that the planet gives us. We have to use natural resources, we have to use biodiversity. What it means in clear term, natural resources, we need to use cement, iron, we need bricks, we need clothes. And biodiversity, we transform this into timber, transform this into food. So we are taking from the planet. We are taking and taking and taking, and the planet is able to support us until a certain level and not beyond. Now, at a global scale, today, we are taking 1.5 times the amount that the planet can give us. If you make an analogy with your salary, you get a salary at the end of the month, and then you spend through the next months, and it is like we would spend 1.5 times the salary we have. So at the 20th of the month, we are run out of money. All the rest is debt. And this is what we are doing currently against the planet. We are taking and we are using, making debt towards the planet. And this is, will have, we know, science tell us, will have big consequences for us. Climate change is one of the aspects. We know the consequences, instability, more extreme events, floods, drought, very high temperature. In my country, glacial melting. In other country, desert is advancing. And this is climate, but we have also problem in terms of pollution. We use and we release into the environment a lot of pollutants. For example, plastic. Now, we know that we have huge islands in the ocean that are made out of garbage, where fishes are dying because they are trapped into this. And in terms of biodiversity, we are using the biodiversity, we are losing species because we destroy completely their habitat, or because we take too much. And this is also extremely dangerous because, I mean, at the end of the day, what we eat is biodiversity. The air we breathe is made out by the biodiversity. Even the water we drink, it is filtered to biodiversity. If we lose these ecosystem services, as scientists say, we are in trouble. We are in deep trouble. So these are, let's say, a very quick way to describe it. Then one can go into the detail of all this single crisis. Is probably less interesting. The problem is we are on this planet a lot of people that consume more and more. It is good because we want a decent life, we want to improve, but doing so, we are destroying the basis on which we are relying. We need to behave better. We need to use better technology. We need to use the biodiversity in a smarter way. that we need a different type of agriculture that give us good nutrient food and protect nature at the same time, not destroy nature. So we have a lot to do.
Definitely. Mr. Bruno, how is IUCN responding to these global challenges?
IUCN is a union, as the name says, the International Union for the Conservation of Nature. This means we have a lot of members inside the union, not individuals but organizations. So we have 90 states, among others Bangladesh, that are members of IUCN. We have cities, regions. The city of Paris is member of IUCN. Quebec is member of IUCN. And then we have a large number of non-governmental organizations, bigger one or smaller one, academical organization, but also practical organization that work on the ground. And all of them work together to the same objective, preserving nature. The role of the union is supporting the members in their effort to use natural resources and nature in a sustainable way. How do we do it? One element, a core element, is science. A large number of experts, we have commissions with a total of 15,000 members that work with the organization. We transform scientific data into tools, into concrete tools to tackle the problem, into guidelines that are understandable for the political world, into concrete instruction how to do things. So this is the scientific part, and we disseminate this knowledge. Based on this knowledge, we can educate partners, capacity building. We can convene the members. We can, together with the member, advocate at the local, at the regional, at the global level. So we are participating to all these COPs, Biodiversity COP, Climate COP, but we are also working at the national level together with the government in trying to find concrete solutions. And then we work on the ground, conservation action, we say this. We have projects in 170 countries in the world. We have offices in 65 countries of the world, among others in Bangladesh. And this is our output. And with all these tools, we address always the same question. How can we get more development, better development, with less natural resources, respecting nature? It's a very theoretical and at the same time practical work. And this, we do it at the planetary scale.
Okay. I am coming to one of the main slogan or point, or you are emphasizing on the one thing, that is nature-based solution. IUCN is a strong promoter of nature-based solutions. How is this concept relevant to developing countries like Bangladesh?
Yeah, you see, nature-based solution is exactly one of those tools. So we have reflected that challenges that humanity is facing can be solved with the help of nature. Not against nature, but with the help of nature. And we have defined what it means exactly and how this type of solution have to look like to be real, effective. They have to solve the problem. They have to respect biodiversity. They have to respect the rights of the different stakeholders, of the local communities, of indigenous people if they are involved. The type of challenges that we are facing are very different. For example, you can diminish, you can mitigate climate change with nature-based solution, because if you grow a forest, the forest is taking CO2 out of the atmosphere. So we contribute to diminish the amount of CO2 in the atmosphere. But adapting to climate change, you can also adapt together with nature, bringing shadow to cities, bringing shelter along the coast with mangroves against floods. It is not only climate. You can, with the help of nature, produce better food. We can protect ourselves from natural dangers, and so on. Now, what we have done, it is we have created the definition, we have created that standard that allow us to distinguish a right nature-based solution from, and the third one, it is we have worked so that all relevant conventions, the CBD Convention, Convention on Biodiversity, UNFCCC on climate, UNCCD on desertification, and so on. Now, all these conventions have accepted the same definition of nature-based solution. This means that now states can formulate a solution for mitigation inside their nationally determined contribution in terms of natural action. Bangladesh can decide one of the contribution to the Paris Agreement under the Climate Convention will be restoring forests. So at the same moment, it brings value to nature, it brings value to the community that relies to that forest, and it brings a solution to climate. So this is it's a smart way to use nature, to partner with nature, to be friend with nature, to solve our challenges. And we are supporting states in learning this concept. We have others now be tasked to regularly report about the global development of nature-based solution use, to present these at the COPs of the UNFCCC, the next time in the Emirates.
Okay, all right. I have another question for you. That's how can IUCN support Bangladesh in its effort to contribute to the Kunming Montreal Global Biodiversity Framework?
We have a plan. Humanity has very frequently a plan. The plan to protect biodiversity is the Kunming Montreal Global Framework on biodiversity. What it means, it is what should we do in the different sectors, in agriculture, in forestry, in industry, in consumption. What should we do to protect nature, to get the objective of nature? Now, one first important element, it is to be aware how much nature do we want to have at the end of the day. One of the key elements in the Kunming Montreal agreement is 30 by 30. This means that we would like to have 30% of the surface of a country, of all countries, of the planet, and therefore of all countries, 30% of the land surface protected, and 30% of the marine surface protected. Protected in an effective way. So what we, for example, do here, it is offering a tool to the countries. In this case, it is the green list that allow to first identify and then create protected areas, and then to assess if these protected areas are well managed and serve the final objective. So in this case, it is a tool, and the journey that we propose to countries like Bangladesh. Many countries already embraced this idea, and we are working with them in identifying this protected area. 30% is a lot, because, and in particular in a highly populated country like Bangladesh, you have even a higher density that we have in Switzerland. It is also Switzerland is extremely highly populated country. It's very difficult to identify 30%. So one have to reflect, and one have to say, okay, what type of other activity can be overlapping with the protected area? So this is one example what we can do. The other example, another example is how do we bring the private sector into this work? We need all efforts. We need states, public efforts, community efforts, but we need also the efforts of the private sector. Now, how can a state give a task to the private sector? It needs to be able to measure, you do this, and then it needs to be able to track, to monitor against these objectives, to realize if the objective is implemented or not. It is true for many other actors, measuring and monitoring. We have developed the tools to measure nature in a specific space. We have a tool, an indicator that says so much nature is in these square kilometers. If you take an action, you increase this nature by so and so much. And it is a number, it is not simply a description, it is a number. And these allow, of course, this is a game changer because it allows to get set target, to monitor. It allows also to target investment. You know? If you say we want to achieve this amount of nature, we are here and we want to get here, what type of investment do we need to make this gap, to fill up this gap? And this now can be made in a quantitative way, and we offer these tools now to government and to the private actors. So these are two examples of tools we offer. The third example I would like to make, it is important that working towards these sustainable development goals, you don't think in silos. No? We do this for nature, and we do this for climate, and we do this for education. Because if it is inefficient, and it's extremely costly. So you have to harmonize, you have to coordinate all these tools. What the state is riding in terms of contribution to climate, and what the state is riding in terms of contribution to the Kunming Montreal Protocol, it should be harmonized. We offer our help to the government to harmonize all these tools and working in the same direction with different tools in an efficient way.
IUCN is working in Bangladesh for last 50 years, and we are celebrating these 50 years, and you are here. How would you feel about it?
There are a strategic and a very, say, contingent. Strategically, let me start by them. IUCN was created after World War II from countries that won the war at that time. It is a very Northern European, Atlantic institution originally. France, UK, the USA. Today, to be truly global, international union for the conservation of nature, we need to be much stronger present in other regions. And having Asia, half of the population of the planet, being the engine of the economic growth and development in these years, and in future too, I'm pretty sure. And in particular, the Indian subcontinent, with Bangladesh, we know how quick Bangladesh is developing. IUCN have to be stronger in future here, not only to bring our ideas, but also to take advantage of the experience that Bangladesh is doing and bringing these ideas to other parts of the world. So this is finally the reason because I am now visiting several countries in South Asia to strengthen our presence here. And of course, knowing that we in some countries, like in Bangladesh, are already working since 1973. We have established friendships, we have established experience, we have good relations and work already ongoing. It's a huge asset. We are very proud to be in Bangladesh since 50 years, to have Bangladeshi experts that contribute to IUCN. This is the right way to say it. It is not IUCN that is here, it is Bangladesh that is part of IUCN, an active, strong partner of the Union, and we are very grateful for it.
Dr. Bruno, you have given us enough time and we came to know a lot of things from you. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
শ্রোতা দর্শক, বিশ্বে পরিবেশ সংরক্ষণ একটি কঠিন কাজ। এই কাজটি করতে হলে আমাদের সবাইকে হাতে হাত রেখে এগিয়ে আসতে হবে। আর এই কাজটি করার জন্য IUCN বাংলাদেশ এবং আমরা যারা বাংলাদেশ আছি সবাই যখনই এগিয়ে আসব, তাহলেই এই বাংলাদেশটি ভালো থাকবে, সারা বিশ্ব ভালো থাকবে। সুন্দর প্রকৃতিতে গড়ি সুস্থ জীবন, এই আশা নিয়ে শেষ করছি আজকের অনুষ্ঠান। আপনারা সবাই ভালো থাকুন, সুস্থ থাকুন।